You let it go to voicemail again. Not because you're busy, because you can. That's the part you're proud of. Nothing reaches you anymore. No text lands. No name pulls. You built that. And you call it strength. Here's what nobody told you. Untouchable and unreachable are the same wall. You just only feel one side of it. The world can't get to you. You can't get out. Someone asked how you've been, and you said, good. You said it fast, clean, like a door closing. You've gotten good at that door. People didn't drift away from you. You closed the door on them. Slow. One name at a time. And every time you had a reason. A good one. He was negative. She wanted a version of you that cost too much to keep up. So you stopped answering. Not with a fight. A fight leaves a door open. You did it quieter than that. You let the last message sit there, read, unanswered, until the silence did the work for you. Every person you file under, not worth it. You lose a little more range. The circle gets cleaner. It also gets smaller. And a man alone in a clean room still ends the night alone. You tell yourself, this is maturity. Boundaries, standards. Here's the part you don't say out loud. If I let anyone all the way in, they'll see there was never that much holding me together. That's the real reason for the wall. Not that they'll hurt you. That they'll look close and find less than the armor promised. So you keep the door shut, and you call it strength. Then someone reaches out. The old one. The one who actually knew you before the armor. You feel the pull to answer. And right behind it, the pull to wait. Let it cool. Reply tomorrow when it means less. Tomorrow comes. You don't answer. One more name goes quiet, and you feel almost nothing. That almost nothing. That isn't peace. That's the anesthesia working. Nothing gets in. That was the plan. That's the problem. Because the wall doesn't screen. It doesn't let the good ones through and stop the rest. It stops everything. The one who'd have drained you, and the one who'd have stayed. Same wall, same silence. Think about the group, the one that used to be loud. At some point it went quiet, and you were the one who muted it. Not with an argument. You just stopped opening it. Left them on read as a group the same way you do it one-on-one. Told yourself they'd changed, drifted, got boring. Maybe. Or maybe a thread full of people is just a wall you have to hold shut on more fronts. Here's the cost you never added up. Every name you seal off, you also delete the version of you that only existed around them. The one who was funny with those specific guys. The one who talked louder at that specific table. Those men are gone now, not because they left. Because you retired the you that met them. You didn't just lose contacts. You've been quietly firing pieces of yourself, one room at a time, and calling the emptiness focus. And here's where it gets worse, because this thing you're doing has a name, a clinical one. Once you hear it, you won't be able to unhear it. You'll catch yourself doing it by Thursday. Let me show you exactly what you built. So here's the name. What you call self-control is self-containment. Say it again, slow. Self-control, self-containment. One word apart, a whole life apart. Self-control is what a man does with his impulses. Self-containment is what you do with a hazard. And somewhere back there, without deciding it out loud, you filed yourself under hazard. Something that leaks, something that has to be sealed so it can't reach anyone. So no one can reach in and set it off. That's the move. Every wall you built around yourself. Not to keep the world out, to keep you from spilling. You didn't master yourself. You quarantined yourself. Look at how you live and tell me it isn't true. You ration what you say. You watch your own face in conversations. You feel a real thing rising, and you cap it before it shows. You call that composure. It isn't composure. Composure feels the thing and stays. Containment never lets the thing exist. A contained man looks calm from the outside. Inside, he's spending everything he has holding the lid down. That's the tax nobody sees. You're not resting behind that wall. You're on guard every hour against your own pressure. Marcus Aurelius called the mind a fortress, a citadel no enemy could take if you built the walls right. But read him close. He never said a fortress and a cell are built the same way. Same stone, same locked gate. The only difference is which side you're standing on and whether the door still opens. You built the walls right. Then you stayed inside so long you forgot the gate was yours to open. That's not a fortress anymore. That's a man serving a sentence he handed himself. So how does a man open a gate he welded shut? Not by tearing the wall down. You don't need the wall gone. You need it to have a door that works. Start smaller than you think. You don't let everyone in. You let one thing out. You say the real answer to "How are you?" once, not a speech. One true sentence to one person who earned it. And you watch what you were so sure would happen. Not happen. The pressure doesn't flood the room. You don't come apart. The lid comes off and the world stays standing. That's the thing containment never let you learn. The pressure was never the danger. The ceiling was. Then run it once more, somewhere it counts. Someone offers help and every reflex says, "Handle it alone." This time, you say the harder sentence. Actually, yeah, I could use that. 4 words that cost you more than any workout. And again, the ceiling doesn't fall. They don't file you as weak. They lean in. Because a man who can receive is not a man who lost control. He's a man who finally stopped guarding a door nobody was attacking. That's the second proof. The lock didn't just open outward. It opened both ways. You can be reached now, and you're still standing. Still sovereign. Just no longer solitary confinement dressed up as strength. And here's what nobody warns you about the wall. It doesn't only keep people out. It keeps the old version of you in. The one who could laugh without checking the exits. He's still in there. He didn't die. You just stopped letting him answer the door. Opening the gate isn't a mood you wait for. It's a procedure. Done in order, one lock at a time. And it's already been written down. You built this one name at a time. Open it the same way. The door was never jammed. You were just standing on the wrong side of a lock that only opens from within. So, this is the work. Not becoming soft. Becoming reachable. On purpose. On your terms. Break containment. Pick one lock this week. One person. One true sentence. One door you leave unlatched. Not because you're weak now. Because a wall you can't open was never strength. It was a sentence. The man who scares no one and needs no one isn't free. He's just alone in a room he called a fortress. I put the full protocol, the exact order of locks, in the case file linked below. Read it or don't. The gate stays yours either way. You clicked this because you're untouchable. Nothing reaches you. No text lands, no name pulls, and you were proud of that. Now you know the other name for it. Untouchable was never the win. It was the wall. And the man behind it isn't unbreakable. He's just unreachable, waiting to see if anyone still knocks. Be the one who opens it first.